Hello guys, with the new Simon here, I will be trying to summon for him and hopefully showcasing him. I don't want to go too deep for him since I already have son Jinwoo, and his origin bullet is basically Jinwoo's super arts. I like his design overall, but his kit is kinda booty. He's an awoken version of Simon, but man, he doesn't do much for his allies. Just more nukes and nukes like we don't already have millions of them. But here we go for our first summon. Please Yama P oil me up. Whoa, why do I hear Roy? With this new animation, I don't know what to expect. There's too much going on. Oh, Rags is here. I know that this means guaranteed banner unit. Please let it be Eradicator, Simon. I low-key want him just because to test his damage, it might actually top Okarun, only if the fight goes on for very long. But damn 4 or 5 stars, this has to be Simon. Holy hell, we have peaked! Thank you, Yama P. Now let's see. Since everyone is kinda hating on his kit, let's see if he's actually viable and does he take too long to stack. Maybe a dupe too. Oh well. Well, in my opinion, I think this Simon is pretty good. I would place him just a little higher than Jinwoo, since his true arts helps carry him better. His true arts being stacking 200% damage up for a max of 5 times for his super arts or origin bullet. Meaning he does damage! So to say you stack all 5 of the 200%, you then can go and hit your super arts, which also ignores enemies' defense by 100%. Then if the boss isn't dead yet, you can use his origin bullet, and when you use it, you still have the max 5 stacks with you. And with his origin bullet, it's basically the same as Jinwoo. When enemy is at half health, he does double his origin bullet damage, meaning 600,000%. But if the enemy is under 25%, his origin quadruples, meaning, if my math is correct, 1,200,000, holy smokes! And damn, look at his SP. Why is Blood looking like he holds an axe, not a scythe now? Now let's talk about his passive Eradicator. Damage 50% up when any enemy dies to him, for a max of 1,000%. I don't really get this, to be honest, but I think it's the first time they actually did something like this, where each time he kills an enemy he gains something to buff himself. I believe that's what it's saying. I mean, I guess it's cool, but I wish they made him have an attack percentage up, because it low-key would be broken if he had that. But here's me fighting the Friday Nova Crest Palace. I wanted to see if he would out-damage Okarun if he had everything maxed, which I'm expecting he is going to. This first mini Regulus should be pretty easy to nuke. I'm just going to take my time and stack my Simon to see his potential during the last boss. Man, I was lucky that I got Simon on my first summon. I was going to maybe pity, but yes, I didn't have to. Hopefully y'all got him too, or is saving up for Re-Zero. I also forgot to mention that when he uses his origin bullet, his stacks resets, so you have to restack the damage. Now let's talk about his equips. His first physical equip is broken for him. He's able to add another origin bullet. So what that means is he's able to have 2 origin bullets. Damn, that is very OP. He's only allowed 1, but this equip makes him have 2, meaning he can double nuke if needed. Now let's talk about his origin bullet. I don't know why, but the devs made his animation long as hell. I mean, look, let's count. It takes 5 seconds, just for him to nuke the enemy. Other nukers like Saitama is 2 seconds, which I believe is the fastest nuker to say. Legit, it's like Jinwoo, their animation is very long, but I think it works out too because it helps them because the lower HP enemy has, the more damage they'll do right then. Now let's actually compare the two's animation duration. Wow. They both are basically around 7 seconds, but Jinwoo's animation actually is throughout the 7 seconds, while Simon's is just a single attack. Meaning Simon is better for nuke, and Jinwoo slightly falls behind slightly, but if you pause and look back, they both final hit to say is basically at the same time, 5 seconds. Now let's move on and talk about his team comps. First team I have is for quick nukes. It is pretty self-explanatory. Egress 4, Simon's instant stacks or origin bullet, Summer Rin and Luvia for art gauge again and physical damage up, and the Okarun just to help clear waves and buff Simon's attack and physical damage. And then, for second nuke comp, I have a sustain nuke, Hoka to help give arts gauge and crit damage, Roy to help with damage and his phantom bullet to help physical rees down and instant art gauge, and Sayaka to help tank any damage. And if she's at 1 HP left, I use her super art to give Simon 300% attack and damage. I would only use this comp if the enemy has thresholds. Oh man, look at Simon's origin bullet. His animation is very nice, where it turns dark red and boom, he right in front of you. But man, it is very long. If you know that the enemies becomes invisible, you have to time to your origin bullet to match when the don't become invisible, just so you can nuke it way faster. Like what I just did to Celia, because if you don't, she's gonna become invisible again if you don't nuke her fast enough. But damn, Celia's health bar disappeared after 25%. 2 minutes is kinda slow, but oh well. Unlucky no crest burst. But let's check the damage and see if Okarun outdamaged Simon. When I was recording this, I really thought that Okarun held his ground, and wow, was I amazed. Now I have a new comp, where I did the same Nova Crest, but I decided to test whether Jinwoo or Simon is better for nuking. This is kind of boring, so I will fast forward everything till the final boss. Boom, half health, now let's test our damage. Wait for Celia to use her arts, and then perfectly time it to match my Simon bullet to match when she's out of her animation. I low-key forgot to record the audio, so here's Simon talking to you.
似合っているか肩がこわばる若干の動きづらさもあるだがこれが四季の習わしならミランダも驚くだろうな俺がこんなタキシード姿で現れたらあいつはいつも笑っているだがなぜだろう眩しいほどのあの笑顔を見ると悲しくなるんだ
But wow, Simon's damage is nice. I really do think he's a little better than Jinwoo, sadly. My aura goat is losing. Now let's see. Yes, as I expected, Simon's damage is way superior than Jinwoo's, sadly. But it is to be expected since they did so, Jinwoo's Kitsu booty. But yeah, that is all for me, guys. Overall, Simon is very good. Not S tier, but like a solid A. I will catch y'all next time. Please consider subscribing.